listen here now, you lot just tuned into this video. If you like your rock music, then you're in the right spot, because this is new album for rock aficionados. It's MPJ. It's new rock album review show. It's Simon, it's Will, it's Trish, it's Lauren, and it's me, Nigel, and it's the absent Dom. We are reviewing the latest rock albums, giving our ratings out of 5 to get to a Hall of Fame. If you've listened to videos before, you'll get the gist. And today's offering is Casandra's Crossing and the album Gardens of Earthly Delight. If you want to know all about them, read the blurb just below the video. Briefly though, they're a new musical alliance between guitar legend George Lynch and power singer Cassandra Carson. Is poised to set the rock and roll world on fire. But did they set our world on fire? Was it a garden of earthly delights? And the one person that can start that, who's I imagine is a delight of the earthy sort of things, if she had a garden, would be Lauren. Lauren, what did you think of Casandra's Crossing? With this new musical alliance between guitar legend George Lynch, etc., etc. What do you think?
I really, really liked it.
Ooh.
It was one of those things where, so, context, I'm on a bit of a kick at the moment of really wanting to enjoy as well as many like female fronted bands and things like that as physically possible. Hence, cheeky shout out, Marissa and the Moss, went with Mama Trish, awesome show. And this album gave me very much sort of similar sort of vibes to how they like to do things. I just put like female metal goodness, yum yum yum. Really cool pacing. I really enjoyed the vocals. I loved the style of the album. It was a little bit different to like what I'd normally listen to, but I really enjoyed it. Wicked Woman was one of my favourite tracks off of it. Very, very pleased listening to it. It's one of those that I'll happily go back to.
Ooh. Now, we do know Simon likes his female power metal kind of fronted bands. Did this tick your box, Simon?
This album caught me slightly off guard. From the opening moments, I expected that opening track, you get that sort of foxy American metal, and each track has this like slight twist and turns that shakes things up, which kept me intrigued throughout a lot of the album. It's still not my favourite genre of metal. It's the kind you expect to be playing in a decent bar or something, but that's just my personal taste. There wasn't, despite being female fronted, there was an absolute abundance of guitar wankery on display here. Hey, rightfully so, they're incredibly talented, but it's still there. There was a lot of it, and it did work perfectly with the vocals. But then the drums got completely left behind and overshadowed. I appreciate you can't have everything.
Well, because they had George Lynch, the legend that is George Lynch.
Yeah, exactly. Still a lot of guitar wankery. But he is very good. But yeah, overall, the album did surprise me in how much I enjoyed it, but it was less of a garden and more of an allotment for me.
No.
Oh boy.
No. So, Will, sorry, I can't stop myself. Did you go up to Simon's allotment?
I did, and I'm afraid I was turned away due to the average nature of it. Fortunately, I don't care for this guitar. Not gonna lie, I don't care who it is. Just because you have a cool name or a good guitarist doesn't mean that you should only just play your guitar in front of everyone on an album. It's just obnoxiously in your face, and I don't care for it. I want to listen to an album for everything to be represented: guitars, music, bass, and vocals. This is just someone trying to play guitar and sound fancy. And not gonna lie, this is far from the best guitar work I've heard from much more talented people before. Shoot me, I've said it. This is perfectly average. Enough said.
George is going to be very upset with you, William. Very upset.
Dire Straits, mate. Much better guitarist.
Well, I think even George would probably say that. Right, okay. Now, Trish, allotments guitar wankery. What did you think?
Well, on the cover of the album, it looked interesting. So I was anticipating if this album would be full of earthly delights. Now, some of my colleagues might say I am impatient track on the album, but this track was quite the opposite. I loved the sound of it. It had a rhythm to it that was quite infectious. I felt the tracks flowed well into each other, but each with their own identity. The lead vocals delivering like a powerhouse. My favourite track on the album has to be Wicked Woman for me personally. I most definitely enjoyed the fruits of their labour from this delightful garden.
Yeah, I enjoyed this album, and I maybe, but there was something not quite. There wasn't something quite right with it, but I liked it, but I didn't love it, and I think maybe you guys hit that head on the nail on the head there. Maybe there was just a bit too much on the guitar side of it, and maybe it did dominate. So, because I thought to myself, there wasn't enough variation in there, and yet, in terms of the vocals, there was a lot of variation. But maybe it was the guitar side of it that lacked that variation in that side of things. But there was some really cool riffs in there. Maybe too many, I suppose. But I thoroughly enjoyed the album. But I can't put my finger on maybe why I didn't absolutely love that album, because it's certainly up my sort of street really in terms of the vocals, etc. I thought she was fantastic, and I'm so pleased because when I looked at the album cover, I thought, it's going to be prog rock, isn't it? It's going to be prog rocky. It's going to be prog rock, and it wasn't. I mean, far from it from that side of things as well. So, what will it get into our Hall of Fame? It's going to get 4 or more. To get into our Hall of Fame. Let's find out our scores then. Lauren, what'd you give this?
I gave it a 4.
Simon?
Cheeky little 3.5.
You did. And do you know what? I've matched that. I think you did give it a 3.5. William?
A very average 2.5.
I mean, that's not terrible.
Like I said, it's perfectly average.
Perfectly average.
Nothing.
Lauren, Trish?
I gave it a 4.5.
Ooh, very good. I give it a 4. Dom give it a 3.5. So we drop the perfectly average 2.5 for William. And so this time, William, we can't blame you for it not quite getting into our Hall of Fame, because it also got 3.9. 3 point goddamn 9. It didn't. It was just short of our Hall of Fame. But still, big thumbs up from MPJ. We approve of this new music alliance. But let's have slightly less of George. Only slightly, not much less. Just a bit, just a little bit. A bit more variety in there, and you've got to be next time in our Hall of Fame. I can feel it in my bones. But in the meantime, thank you very much to Simon, to William, to Lauren, and to Trish. Keep on rocking, everybody. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Why not? Go crazy. Go on. Do it. And, speak soon. Goodbye. Keep rocking.
Bye.
Bye.